Oh man, it's going. I'm doing. Oh, hold on. I gotta. Okay, one second. Oh man, I'm doing excellent. Absolutely excellent. How's everybody doing today? You you doing well? And if my nose is red, it's just because I work in my I just bought a farm in Canada, so I work in my mechanic shop, and the heater doesn't work that well, and it's cold. But hey, it's all good. I'm just a little chilly. Well, anyway, what's up? Am I ready to rock or what's going on? Let me, well, for, uh, I can, but let me actually share. I think you have to give me permission to share my screen. So, um, let me know when you, yeah, let me know when you give me access to that. Okay. Let me check. Guys, I need your, we already had one person drop off. They're like, I don't want to listen to this guy. Forget him. I'm I'm like, who's this guy dropping off already? Is it that, am I that bad already? I'm just kidding. All right, what's up, everybody? Can everyone see my screen? I'm gonna need everybody's participation. So I need to know everybody can see the screen. Everybody. Because we're going all in. I'm about to wrap up everything she taught you and put it in a nice bow and make sure that you guys are ready to rock and roll. Because I don't want you to waste any time. This is going to be the last place you ever need to go to know how to reverse wholesale. Now Landry's done an amazing job. I'm just going to give you guys a little bit of my experience. I've been teaching people how to wholesale for a while now. Well, for 3 or 4 years now. I've been wholesaling for up to 7 years. But yeah, so I have quite a lot of experience on this subject because I teach it. And yeah, so anyway, that's why I just want to make sure everyone can see the screen. Looks, I can see the chat. All right, so let's get right into it, everybody. Today, let me actually take a drink of water before we get going because I talk a lot and I don't want to get parched. So hold on. All right, I feel better already. Okay, everybody. So today we're going to be going over the reverse wholesaling challenge, how we do it the painless way. The painless way to win with buyers and do deals. Now, if everyone's like, what do you mean by painless? That's spelled wrong. My name's Nathan Payne, so I go by Professor Payne. This year, 2025, I call myself Professor Payne because my goal is to teach everyone everything they need to know in wholesaling. You don't have to go anywhere else. I'm your go-to guy. That's my goal. Okay. So if I'm a terrible professor, you got to let me know. Okay. At the end of the class, you guys got to say, hey, this was a terrible lesson. Or you got to say, that was amazing. And then it's going to pump me up. Either way, I'm getting pumped up. All right. So get my cash buyers script at the end of this presentation. I'm going to hook you guys up because Landry is already telling me, like, hey, maybe we need to dive in a little bit deeper into what to say to these cash buyers. I'm sure all of you guys want to know what to say. So I got a script for you guys. Okay. Comment ready if you guys are ready to rock and roll. I go fast because there's a lot to go over. Now, if you have questions, I can read them as we go, but if I think it's better, I'll just answer them at the end. But feel free to ask questions, and Landry will probably even stop me as I'm going if it's like that good of a question. All right. So I first want to kind of let you guys know about who I am, but before you even care about who I am, I want to know who you guys are because Landry's been with you for a while over these last couple of days, but I haven't. I want to get to know you all. So it's really important in this lesson, guys, that you participate because your participation is going to make this even better because I'm going to be able to tailor and answer questions that you have about the subject. So comment 1 if you're newer to investing. Comment 2 if you've closed your first deal but you're wanting to grow, and comment 3 if you're super experienced and you're just here to grow and scale and optimize. Want to know because that's going to enable me to help you teach a better lesson. And not only that, guys, but if you have any questions, like I told you, any specific goals, let us know because in the comments, I'm going to read through this. She's going to be reading through it. So we want to know how you guys are doing. Okay. So, wow. Okay. Well, looks like we got some people that are brand new. We got some experienced people too. Awesome. 2 to 3. Wow. This is great. This is a good mixture. All right. So this is really good because if you're experienced, this is something that like you can use to do more deals. What I'm about to show you in reverse wholesaling and reverse wholesaling the Payneless way, which I call it. And if you're brand new, this is even better because you're not going out and just blowing all your money on marketing without having any way of knowing if it's a deal or not, and you're just crossing your fingers and hoping you get a deal. Right? This is why this is great. And I like that name. I don't know how to say it. Hiruyi Tekel. I like that. That's a good name. All right. So let's get right into it. If you guys don't know who I am, this is why I'm going to tell you really quick because you're probably all wondering like, hey, we just listened to Larry. She's way cooler than Nathan. Why we got to listen to Nathan? So I'm going to tell you guys why you should listen to me and you can determine if it's worth it. So Nathan Payne, known as Professor Payne, I've done over $1 million in wholesale fees. 2 million. I can't remember the exact number. I think it's a little over 2 million now. I help wholesalers close 2 to 3 deals a month. I'm the founder of Payneless Flipping, and I do a one-on-one apprenticeship for people. That's basically what I do. And if you're like, dude, we don't even know if this guy's legit. Here are just some checks and some deals I've done. I wasn't able to post them all, but I just got some screenshots for y'all so you could see, okay, this guy's legit. I got my degree from BYU, Idaho in entrepreneurship. I wanted to be a teacher. That's why I'm so excited to teach you guys because I wanted to be a teacher my whole life, but it just didn't meet my financial goals. So I got into real estate. And then luckily, I'm able to do both now. I'm able to do real estate and teach it. So it really just was able to mesh really well. I love it. So my goal, I have a passion for teaching, and my goal is to make wholesaling simple. So everybody on here, I want it to be extremely simple for everybody. Like, I don't want you to get confused, so I'm going to really dive in deep, not only tell you, but I'm going to show you what you need to do, okay? And I want to ask you guys for a favor right now. By the end, I already kind of alluded to this in the beginning or talked about it, but I just want a grade by the end of this. If you guys think this was good, just at the very end of the presentation, say, I'll give you an A. I'll give you a B. You can grade me, and if it was bad, let me know because I'm always tweaking these to make these presentations better. So are you guys all willing to give me a grade? If you are, say, hey, I'll give you a grade, Nate. Just type in grade, and then I'll be ready for the feedback. All right. We got Herman saying, or German Herman saying, I like the display. This display is a vibe board. It's so I can write and you guys can see it. Awesome. We got some guys saying grade. That's great. Okay, I'm ready for you. And if you guys are wondering what this is, I love teaching, and especially teaching real estate because it's cool because you get to see people make money on top of learning. So these are just some checks and some people I've worked with. Awesome. Love to see your feedback. And just like when we're at school, guys, I need you all to get out a piece of paper and a pencil, not a laptop, not your phone. I'm talking like legit paper and pen. Why? Because that's how you learn and that's how you internalize and remember this stuff. So I'm always writing. I always have like a piece of paper, a pencil nearby because it's just the way that we work as humans. When we put it down, it's like taking physical action. It helps us to remember more. So do it for me. If you guys don't have a piece of paper or pencil, go ahead and do it right now. And I'm not going anywhere. I'll be here for a little bit. So even if it takes you like a minute or two to go find something, go do it. And quick tip before we dive into today's breakdown of reverse wholesaling is to understand something but not apply it is really not to understand it at all. It is only in doing the application that knowledge and understanding are internalized. So commit to taking action on what we learned today and what you take notes on. Okay. So if you've been on this whole challenge, you really didn't learn much unless you do something about it. Okay. So that's what I'm going to invite you to do is do something about it. Okay. So why reverse wholesaling the painless way? All right. So a lot of the time reverse wholesaling is taught the traditional way reverse wholesaling is taught, which is not a bad way. I'm just going to give you guys a little bit insight to like the pros and cons and why I'm going to tell you just to do it a little bit different. So traditional reverse wholesaling is you focus on getting the buyer first. Not bad. Not a bad idea. It's good. But the problem with that is without a deal, it's hard to get buyers engaged. Without a real physical deal, buyers are like, I don't even know if I'm ever going to hear from you again. You can almost feel that vibe from them. They're like, oh my gosh, like you're going to ask me all these questions about your like what I buy. I don't know if you're going to give up tomorrow after one phone call. And if you were to call, no offense to anybody on here that's new, but if you were to call me, hey Nate, can I get your buy box? Can you tell me what you do? I'd be like, guys, I'm super busy. go get me a deal and then let's chat about it. So that's kind of the issue. Buyers always get calls like this from wholesalers and they never hear back from them because a lot of people give up, right? Or they just don't ever talk to them about that any deal in the future because they find another buyer. So whatever it is, it just doesn't work. I don't know if any of you guys have kind of felt that or tried it, but has anyone felt like that? Like, man, if I don't have something specific, it's going to be really hard to bring value and have a good conversation. Anybody in the comments, let me know, because I know that's a problem. I don't know if you felt like that's a problem. If you don't think it's a problem, comment, I don't think it's a problem. I think you're making stuff up already. You can call me out, okay? So my approach that we're going to be talking about today, guys, is it combines building buyer relationships with actively pursuing deals at the same time. And I know Landry talked about that because she was telling me that she's showing you guys how to find buyers and also use batch to find like sellers. Now you have to do both simultaneously because a lot of people, they just like find buyers. They spend like a month or 2 or 3 or whatever just talking to buyers. And then when they go and trying to find deals, it's too late. It's like, anyway, it's just, that's a lot of people do that. Not a good idea. You have to do it at the same time. And you also need to leverage your cash buyers to help you make offers. You need to be able to build relationships and up with people so you can have them help you make offers. Because sometimes in this business, it's hard to know what to offer. You can run comps and stuff, but it's like, I don't know, it's pretty close. Maybe somebody might buy that. So that's why we have to do it this way. And my goal is to help you maximize the efficiency of getting deals so you can get them done faster and create long-term relationships. Now, I didn't see anyone comment anything from seeing what I talked about. You guys agree or disagree? Or maybe I'm just not, maybe the chat isn't working for me. Did anything come through with me asking that question? Okay, now we got to agree. Okay, got it. Thank you, Herman or German. Okay, now they're coming. Maybe my internet's slow. Am I lagging or something? Maybe they're sleeping. You guys sleeping? Or maybe you're lagging. I don't know. Maybe they're getting it a little late. I'll look for buyers when I have a deal. Okay, Daryl. Love it. So looking for buyers when you have a deal, that is okay. Oh, we got someone that disagrees. Okay, that's good. Now, let's see if you disagree by the end of this. So just keep that. And I'm assuming you're disagreeing that looking for buyers the whole time is I wonder what you're disagreeing with. Maybe I'm going to assume that you're disagreeing with something that that is not correct. If you will, please elaborate that on what you're talking about, what you disagree with, Toriano, and then we'll go and we'll see if I can convince you otherwise. Okay. So let me tell you my, I don't. Okay. Well, Daryl doesn't disagree. Awesome. I almost even forgot what we were disagreeing about or agreeing on. Got it. Sorry, I'm going a million miles an hour because I got a lot of slides. So, but Toriano says I've never had a real buyer not give me their buy box, only fake ones. Okay, that's the beautiful thing about this is everybody has different experiences. That's awesome. I'm not here to say you're right or wrong. I'm just letting you know with my experience and the people that I've worked with, most of the time when they call a buyer, it's a tough conversation to have, and it's almost a waste of their time if they don't have something because they might never talk to that buyer again. And maybe the buyers in your area are just really nice and they're willing to talk to someone that they don't know if will ever produce anything. Or maybe they're just really nice wherever you're at. That's okay. All right. So guys, this a little bit insight into my story of why traditional, the problem with traditional wholesaling, what we've all been taught, what I was taught, and why this strategy, reverse wholesaling and the painless flipping strategy that I've included into that, why it works. Okay. So, and let me know. I want you guys pay attention because I want to know if you felt the same way I felt. And that's why I do this strategy more. When I talk to sellers, a lot of the time we're negotiating back and forth, right? And they give me a price that I'm not like 1,000,000% sure I can do it. I feel like it's close, but I'm not sure. And they usually are in a dire situation where it's like, I can't just lock up their property and then think like, yes, okay, my house is sold. even if it's like on a 5-day, 7-day due diligence period, like a lot of the people, when they sign with you, they think it's a done deal. Even if you're like, hey, no, I still need to do my inspection. So I get a lot of sellers where it's like close, but I don't want to tell them, yes, I can buy your house, because I feel like that might be a little shady, especially like if I don't think I can do it. It's like a iffy. So I was missing out on a lot of deals because I wasn't willing to just say, yes, I can buy your house. Just try it when I wasn't sure, and then call them and be like, hey, sorry, I need to get you down lower, or I need to cancel. So I started thinking, okay, what's the best way to do this without locking up the sellers and setting their expectations like at something that like I wasn't sure I was able to do. Does everyone follow me? Like, has anyone else felt kind of shady about like getting a house under contract when they weren't sure if it was a deal or not, and they didn't want to do that? Or maybe you do it and you're like, I still feel a little off about this. I wish I didn't have to do this. I have. Let me know if you guys have felt like that. That's what I'm talking about. Comment me if you've had the same feeling. Okay. So what did I do? What I did is I said, look, let me build really good buyer relationships where even if I don't have the deal under contract, I can call my buyers, or I can reach out to buyers the reverse wholesaling way and let them know, hey, I need some feedback. I have a seller I'm working with that is like really close. I know it's kind of like I'm not there yet with them. Like they're a little higher than I think they need to be. Where would you need to be? And I started doing this with buyers that I had, and they started telling me what their offers would be even before I had it under contract. But the only way you can really do this is if you have good relationships, because a lot of people are like, well, Nate, won't they steal the deal from you? No, they won't steal the deal for you, because these are people you know. These are people you built relationships through your building buyers lists up, right? Through these buyer relationships. And I even do this when I don't have a relationship. I just do it in a tactful way where I can call like a buyer that's close to a property that is like has flipped a property, or an agent that has worked with properties near mine, and I do it in the right way where I'm not worried about them stealing it. That way I can get feedback on deals that are close without telling the seller, hey, I can buy it at this price, when I don't know. Okay, so that's what I mean. Like this reverse wholesaling, reverse painless flipping, like this is a part of the strategy that I teach of like, hey, you don't have to tell a seller that like you can pay this and lock it up in order to really know what you can pay, right? So again, is everyone kind of seeing the correlation of like how important it is to have good relationships with buyers so you don't have to just lock it up to dispo it, right? Okay, so that's what we're going to be teaching you guys today. And I still lock up properties with sellers, but I set the right expectations. And that's more of my sales process. I'll give you kind of a quick insight to what it looks like. It's more of like, hey, my offer would be around like 120 to 130. Is that somewhere you could see yourself accepting? The seller's like, oh no, absolutely not. I want 200,000. I say, look, I totally get that. Well, considering I'm at 120, 130, how close could you get to my offer where you would feel comfortable accepting? So they're like, probably 150, but I couldn't go any lower. Okay, so I'm at 120, 130. That's where I know it's a deal. They're at 150. We're just about 20K off. I don't think that's like that big of a deal. Like maybe there might be a buyer that might be interested in that, but I'm not going to tell them I can pay, okay, I can do 150 and then, set those expectations. So instead I'll say, hey, look, that's pretty close. I'm not 100% sure if I can do that, but I have a couple cash buyers in my network that pay a little bit more than I can. Do you mind if I run this by a couple of the cash buyers that I have in my network? And 99% of the time they say yes. Okay. Now I lock it up. I just get it under contract and let them know the expectations that I'm looking to bring this to my cash buyers. I don't know 100% if I can get them that price. And then when I go back to them after showing the property, then I'm able to negotiate better because I'm like, hey, you saw like 5 or 10 people come through. They're all around here. I include my wholesale fee. Now I do that. I do sign the contract, but sometimes they're like, you can run it by your buyers, but I don't want to sign a contract. And I say, okay, no problem. And then I do it with the buyers that I know that I'm not worried if they're going to steal my deal. Then I go ahead and ask them what they pay, send them through. Is everyone kind of vibing what I'm doing? It's like, these are on the deals where you're like close, but you don't want to like just say, yes, I will buy your house and set the wrong expectations for the seller. Okay. That's why this strategy again is so important. All right, so that was my story, guys. Is I just needed to learn how to leverage cash buyers more. I don't know if any of you guys do this, but a lot of advanced wholesalers, they do not do this. They just make offers. If they don't accept them, they just throw them in a follow-up campaign and they just hope that they'll accept their offer later. And the problem with that strategy is like I come in and they're just a little off. And I just say, hey, you mind if I run this by some people that I know, like some cash buyers? Yeah. And then I get the deal. Okay. It's happened many, many times where like some people were off, set the wrong expectations, try to renegotiate. The seller's mad because they try to get them down 5 or 10K. They've lost trust. I go in there and say, hey, I don't know if I can pay you what you want, but I know it's pretty close. Let me run this by some people. Boom. All right. Landry, did I explain that well? I just want to make sure you get it. Right. Right. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Well, a lot of the people that yeah, a lot of the people that do wholesaling, they're taught to just lock it up and blast out to their buyers list. What I'm teaching you is not that because if you talk to a seller, you're not sure if like you're quite there and you send it out to like 1,000 buyers that you don't know, it's very possible that they could just reach out like directly or I don't know. It just like throws a lot of chance on there. But what I'm talking about is like you're directly trying to call people, like and contact people that you know, or you've built relationships with them. And we did this on a we made $86,000 on a deal, but on a specific scenario where I'm talking about this. Like the seller wanted like 850 because her house was on Zillow said 850. I said, hey, look, like realistically, I'm going to be a lot lower. I don't want to hurt your feelings, but like, or offend you, but I'm going to have to be a lot lower. She's like, well, where would you have to be? And it made sense for me to be around 620 to 630. Like, so I said, hey, my range, because you never give like a direct offer, or you're going to lose all your leverage. So I just give ranges. So I say, oh, I would be around 620, 630. She's like, oh, no, absolutely not. I said, look, I totally get it. I wouldn't accept that either. But I have some cash buyers that might be able to pay a little bit more. Do you mind if I run some people through here? And she was like, the cash buyers I work with to see the house and see what they'd be able to do. Or if we partner together, if I were to buy the house, like what we would be able to do together. She's like, yeah, sure. So we sent, obviously the cash buyers I knew, 10 or 12 people went in. They were all within the range of like 630 to 670. So I was way off. Why? That just happens, guys. Like in this industry, like sometimes people see things differently. Sometimes buyers have crews that they have to keep busy, so they're willing to pay more. So just having you being like the final decision maker as a wholesaler, that's the difficult part about this business because we don't really know what everyone's willing to pay. We can guess. We know it's a deal if it's super low, but if it's tight, it's very difficult to know. So 630, 670, all right, is where the average was. So we told her, hey, look, the average like person that's coming in here, they're around like 650. That's where we can like buy it at to work together with you. And she was like, okay, 650 would protect, like I think I can do 652 if you guys can do that. But there was one unicorn buyer that came in and offered 720. Okay, crazy, or like 730. So we told her the average. She was cool with it, and then we wholesaled to that one random guy who doesn't make sense why, like how he could pay more than everybody else, but he was willing to do it, and that's how we made the money. She was cool with it. We were cool with it. Like obviously we're cool with it, but we let her know. And I look at that as like, is that wrong to make $86,000 when we told her like the average buyers were coming there? No, because that's where everybody was at. Like that's where the average buyer was coming in. And we just happen to have one relationship with buyers willing to pay more than everybody else. Was she going to be able to find that guy? I doubt it. We barely found him, right? So that's what I'm talking about in these situations, is like leveraging your buyers to do more deals. All right. So let's dive into how to do it. Now you guys understand my story of why we do this. Okay. So building relationships the right way. So when you're new, I'm talking all the ones, even the twos and threes, but mainly the ones, is you want to focus on people you don't need a deal to talk to have like a really good conversation in the very beginning. So if you call buyers, I know Toriano, I believe, said he's never had a problem, or she's never had a problem. That's okay. That's good. But in my experience, it isn't as efficient and effective to call buyers without having a deal. So I would say focus on calling title companies. Title companies are willing to talk to you whether you have a deal or not, because they want to build those relationships. They want your business, and they have relationships with cash buyers, right? Because they do deals every month. They know who the real players are. So ask for connections. Hard money lenders, they lend money to the cash buyers that are buying deals in the area. Talk to them. See if they have any relationships. If not, you at least have a hard money lender that they can potentially lend you money on a flip in the future. Networking events, RIAs, those are people that are actively trying to buy or learn. Go there, make a presence, become known in those as like, hey, I'm brand new at wholesale. I'm trying to get into, I'm trying to crush it. Do you buy? Are you new? How many do you do? Right? There you go. So guys, I actually have a script that I'm going to give you guys on how to talk to to title companies. If you guys want it, just do script. And at the very end of this, I'm going to tell you where you can get all these resources. How forthcoming are these contacts? Do you know what that would mean? How forthcoming are they? It depends. Yeah, it depends. Yeah, it's not like they're just like, all right, let me open up our top buyers for you. But it does happen. I've gotten buyers. I did a 30-day challenge in Atlanta. Like just went to, it was part of batch. Like it was like do a deal in 30 days with no money, new market, just to prove you guys that this works. And I was able to do a deal in I bought an Airbnb. I actually wholesale Airbnb for $5,000, and I own a portion of the Airbnb, and I did it all with no money. And it's in Florida. So this stuff works. Okay. The reason I bring that up is because I was able to find a buyer, multiple buyers through title companies doing this. What language do you use if they say it's a conflict of interest? I would just say, look, I totally get it. If you don't have anybody that you can send me, that's totally fine. You can't really push it. No, it's either they're willing to do it or not, right? And if anything, guys, you look at it and just be like, okay, this is a good experience at talking to people, getting some wins, getting on the phone. You're a real investor. You're talking to title companies and hard money lenders. You're rocking and rolling. All right. So I'm curious, does anybody want to hear what a conversation would sound like with a title company? I've recorded one. So you guys could hear it if you want, and you can see if I'm BSing, if it's that scary, or if I'm actually that good at it. I think it's good to show you guys instead of just like talk about it, because then you can say, hey, is this guy, Professor Payne, even real, or is he just a bunch of blowing smoke? Is he even legit? All right. So I have this video that I recorded. I have a lot of them, but I just pulled this one. I love to record myself doing what I'm teaching, so people, if they like, I don't believe that works, we can look at some videos. All right, let me. I think I have to reshare the screen with my audio, so give me 1 second. By the way, while I'm doing this, everybody, if you have any additional questions, please bring them up right now, because I'm just, this might take like a minute, because I have to reshare these tabs with the audio. All right. And by the way, also, is this helpful? I'm trying to give you guys my story, and so you guys can see like why this is legit, and like why this happens, and why what you've just learned over the last couple of days is very important to doing your business. Got the guy, he wants to know what I'm growing on the farm. All right. Well, Love it. All right. Looks like yes. All right. Cool. Valuable. Awesome. That's why I do this, because I want you guys to go do more deals and with less roadblocks and less hurdles and all that. And on my farm, I'm trying to grow some corn. I'm growing some veggies. I'm growing whatever I want to eat, because it's not like a crazy, like giant, like thousands of acres. It's just an acre. All right. So I call it a farm. All right. So your recap was helpful too. Okay, cool, cool. All right, this is the call. And by the way, everybody, I would appreciate it if you would give me a grade at the end of this call. Now, it's 10 minutes. I don't know if we have necessarily 10 minutes, so I'm just gonna like maybe highlight the good stuff. But yeah, let me know how you think I did. A, B, give me a plus, B, C, D, F if it was the worst. I want your feedback. All right, listen to it. And again, I need you guys to let me know if you can hear it.
Let's see if they give me a buyer. They're gonna say, dude, I don't know who you are. I ain't giving you my top buyer. I'm gonna say, come on, man, don't hold back on me now. I'm live. They're gonna think I'm a clown. All right, so 06. Okay, let's call them. Usually you get, when you call these title companies, you get like the secretary, like, so you got to bypass.
Thanks for calling Title One. This is Chris. How can I help you?
Chris, how are you? My name's Nathan, and I'm just, oh, yeah, awesome. Well, hey, do you have a couple minutes to chat? I just have a couple questions for you.
Okay, sure.
Good. So I've heard about a lot of my business, I guess people in my industry that work with you, but I've never worked with you. I usually work with GT Title, but
well, get over here, Nathan.
Well, hey, you know what? There's enough deals to go around. I might have to go over there. But one of my questions was, I have a lot of property. So I buy, I wholesale, I fix and flip. But right now I'm looking to wholesale a little bit more because, the way the market is. But I was wondering if you have any like top buyers that that are currently still doing deals, because it's kind of hard for me right now to like know, okay, who's really still buying? And, but I have deals. So I was wondering if you know any buyers that maybe you could connect me with that I could chat with.
Let me connect you with Scott Stevenson. He's in our the head of our marketing department.
Okay.
And see if he can help you out.
Okay. Could I chat with him now? Is that?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do it. Yeah. Guys, let's go. Why are they excited to talk to me? It's because I'm sorry, this is loud. Why would they be excited to talk to me, Dylan?
Bringing in money, man.
I'm bringing them
deals.
business.
Yep, business.
Okay. So like I told you guys on the mind map, call investor friendly title companies and ask, the reason I'm calling. Did she kind of let you know, filled you in on, I'm doing really good. Scott, I don't know if she filled you in on, the reason I'm calling. Did she kind of let you know?
Well, she didn't really.
Okay.
I'm not sure she knew.
Okay.
What we're talking about.
Okay. Well, no problem. Well, so this is the situation. So I buy, I fix and flip, I wholesale. And I've heard a lot of things about your guys' title company from other people that I work with in the industry. And what's going on is I'm kind of sitting on the sidelines right now with buying, unless I get a really good deal. But I have a bunch of deals that I think would be good, but I'm struggling to find who's consistently or currently buying right now in the market. And I was wondering, you guys are closing with investors. I was wondering if you could put me in touch with maybe any that are looking for deals that, maybe close with you guys and it benefits everybody.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll put you in touch with a guy who runs a group of investors I've been to their meetings before. Great guy.
Cool.
I think really do you some good. Let me look up his number. His name is Todd Porter.
I've never heard of Todd Porter. Is he a wholesaler as well as an investor, or what does he specifically do?
I think he specifically does a lot of investing, but he knows a lot of wholesalers.
Okay.
Let me see. Let me get you his number. Tell him I sent you over. Tell him the Silver Dollar Man sent you over. Everybody knows me as the Silver Dollar Man.
That's how do you get that?
Yo, tell me that these aren't like the nicest people ever. She's like, yeah, let me send you this guy. This guy's like, I'm the Silver Dollar Man. What can I do for you? So anyway, that was like, the call goes on for 10 minutes. I didn't want to show you the whole thing, but basically that's the intro, right? It's like, hey, this is what I'm doing. Can you help me out? Right? Like nothing crazy to it, right? Everybody. I don't think I blew anybody's mind. But can you guys give me a grade though? Like, can you help me out and just be like, yo, that was trash or that was wonderful? Curious. I want to know how everybody's doing. Yeah, tell me. Oh, 10 out of 100, huh? 10 out of 10. We'll take it. Okay, Super A. So I was doing that call with one of my students. So I didn't really use that buyer. It was more for him. I'd have to find out. I'm sure he worked with that guy, but it was more of, I was just demoing. I was just showing him how to do it. Awesome. So you guys, you just make the calls. That's it. Like you're gonna get slapped up and beat up by some title companies. Are like, I'm not giving you any buyers, but hey, you're taking action. You're feeling good. You're doing stuff, right? All right. So next slide. And I'll try to whip through these really quick, guys, because I don't want to take too much more of your time. But next step after finding the buyers, right? Simultaneously, great silver dollar holler. That's awesome. Step 2 is you find deals while building these connections. Now, Landry, she did an awesome job. She was talking to you guys about direct mail, cold calling, texting. I like to knock doors a lot, depending on specific lists I get. Like if it's a very niche list, like pre-foreclosures, you go knock on those. But simultaneously attend meetups, find buyers, and get deals. Remember, take action while building relationships. All right. There's nothing crazy about that. We're not going to get too much into doing that. Now, we already kind of explained the painless flipping strategy is what to do once you have a deal. Is you call buyers and agents to help you determine the right offer price if the seller doesn't accept your offer range. Okay. Now we all know if it's a deal's a deal, if it's low enough, like you don't have to talk to anybody. If they're willing to accept a low offer, then yeah. Or if you negotiate it low enough and it makes sense, do it. But how many of you guys have that happen every day? Like where they're going to accept where it's just a screaming deal. Doesn't happen a lot. So you have to leverage cash buyers. Okay. Negotiate the deals using their feedback. Present the deal as a solution to their buying criteria. Buyers and agents are more engaged when you have something real to offer them. That's just how it is. If you're going to just spend a month or two trying to find buyers, it could be a waste of your time when you can already just do this simultaneously. It's going to work way better. Okay. So what the heck do you say to buyers or agents when you have a deal? Well, I have a script we can go over really quick. I'm not going to dive too much into it, but I'm going to also give you guys this script as well, so you guys don't have to, guess on how to talk to cash buyers. So pretty much this is pretty simple. It's, hey, buyer, what's going on? My name's Nathan. How's it going? I was calling because I saw that you did a flip over on 123 Main Street. I was calling because I saw you did this flip. And I actually have an off-market property right around the corner from this one that I'm selling. And I was wondering if you were still looking into buying this in this neighborhood. No, buyers will likely ask what the address is and some questions about the property. Give them the address and whatever information they're asking for. Don't hold back or try to hide any details. A lot of people are worried. Don't be worried, okay? That they're going to steal your deal. This is real reason why you should not be worried if they're going to steal your deal. You're not doing the strategy if you thought it was a deal anyway. Right? So you really don't have anything unless you're willing to just put it under contract and just do it. But if not, you're really just leveraging people to help you get a deal done. Okay. So have you ever worked with wholesalers before? Okay. You have? Okay, perfect. So you know how the process works. One thing I can promise you though, is I'm definitely different than the other wholesalers you've ever talked to before. I do things very differently. If you've worked with wholesalers before, you know how it goes. 99% of everything they send out are trash deals. It's true. No offense, everybody, but they're usually trash. Deals at ridiculous prices with overinflated ARVs, and they tell you it's 5K rehab when it's really a full gut job, and they're trying to make $1 million in every single deal they do. I do things completely differently. Okay. So basically, you guys are going to get this script. I'm not going to go over the whole thing, but that's how you start the intro. You basically just let them know, like, hey, have you done a deal? This is the scenario. I'm different than everyone else. And when you negotiate back and forth, a lot of the time we'll just say, hey, look, just let us know what you're willing to pay, and we'll just throw our 5 or 10K fee on it, right? You don't have to just be like, okay, just tell me what you're paying. I'm not going to tell you what I can get it for. Like, no, sometimes we're like, hey, I think we can get her down to like 330. Would that work for you? Oh, it would? Okay, well, we need to make at least like 10K on it. If you can pay 330, would you be able to pay us 10K on top? It just depends how you want to navigate the situation. Okay, so everybody gets this. For being on here, because you're awesome. And I'm not going to go too much into it because we're coming up on the hour. So We don't really have too much time, everybody, to talk about how to work with real estate agents, but it's pretty much the exact same scenario. Instead of talking directly to the cash buyer, you're just talking to a real estate agent and saying, hey, notice that you represent a lot of cash buyers in this area. You mind running this by a couple of your cash buyers that you have? I'm willing to pay you a fee and for bringing a buyer. Okay, you can negotiate the fee. Usually I don't even talk about the fee and how much they get until they bring a buyer. There's no point in talking about it. Just say, I'm willing to pay you a fee. Then you can negotiate it. Average that I pay out is about $3,000 for them bringing someone, and then you pay their fee through your wholesale fee. So if you get a $15,000 wholesale fee and you've agreed to pay them $3,000, you're going to get 12, and you're going to give them 3. It gets taken care of at the title company. Okay, they pay everybody out. It's as simple as that. All right, I have a ton of calls and training on my YouTube channel of how to talk to real estate agents and get them to agree to find you buyers. Not that you guys need to go to my YouTube channel and subscribe, but if you want to, I'd appreciate it. Okay. All right. And it's just Nathan Payne. All right. Cash buyer, comment cash buyer if you want that script, everybody. Even if you don't comment, I'm hooking you up anyway. All right. I just like asking people to comment to make sure you're not snoozing. All right. The ultimate shortcut. You guys want to know about a shortcut that you don't need to go find your own deals? Does everybody want to know about the ultimate shortcut that like I like to use a lot? Okay, let me know, because shortcuts are good. So the shortcut to doing this business in the way we teach people, we have like full training on how to do it, is dispo other people's deals. You guys have heard about JVing. Now, it's not daisy chaining where you just take somebody's deal and just blast it out to all your buyers. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about like intentionally finding people that you can help dispo deals because you know you have buyers that would be interested in their property, or you know how to find buyers that are interested in that area through the strategy I just talked to you guys about. Oh, she shared my channel. Thank you, Landry. I appreciate that. Yeah, go ahead and subscribe if you guys want more of this free training. I go weekly, do weekly free trainings with Batch. I'm actually probably just going to use this training anyway, just on Batch today, because this is good. All right, let's go. Let me show you guys how to find deals. Let's see, for free. Well, actually, let me. I need to pull up a different screen. I'm sorry, guys. I'm about to blow all your minds, hopefully, because you guys are going to like this. All right. So here we are. This is a property I'm dispoing right now. All right. If any of you guys came to me and were like, hey, Nate, I got a buyer. You mind if I send that buyer to the walkthrough you're doing tomorrow? I'd say, sure. And I'll pay you anything above that I get. Thanks for bringing that deal, or thanks for bringing a buyer. It's as easy as that. There's deals everywhere, guys. There's platforms everywhere. There's Investor Lift. There's my own marketplace. There's let me see if I can find all these platforms. Here they are. Check these out, everybody. You have New Western, Investor Lift, you have Equity Pro, Sunday.com, Find a Property, Net Worth Realty, Trelly. There's just so many, like active buyers list. You can find like companies that have like deals for galore that they need to dispo. So instead of having to go find your own deals, I've just showed you mine, right? Like you can go on Investor Lift right now and be like, well, I'm working in Florida right now and I don't want to go find my own deals. Let me just see what deals are in Orlando. And what you do is you're like, well, I got a couple. I have a main buyer that likes buying in Winter Park. Let me call this. Oh, he might actually be interested in this one. Let me call this wholesaler, and let me reach out to him and say, hey, do you mind if I run this by my buyer? You find out the details. You even can get good information on like, okay, what is this one moving really fast? Is it even worth me trying to dispo this to my buyer? That's what I'm talking about. Not just taking this and sending it out, because that's a waste of your time. This one could be sold already. Maybe they didn't update their website, or maybe they, they're not going to, if you don't talk to them, you don't know if they're already going to accept an offer, and you just wasted all your time. You call them, you ask them. It's pretty much the exact same thing as you finding the deal, right? But you didn't have to find it. You just found it online, and now you're bringing it to the cash buyers. That's the shortcut. And obviously having the right conversation with these wholesalers is the key. And I do I actually teach a course on how to have conversations with the wholesalers, how to find the best and the hottest deals. But we're not getting into that. All I wanted to show you guys was a quick shortcut on how to go about just finding deals on platforms that exist, because so many people are trying to get their deals in front of more people these days that they're just putting all their deals online. Okay, so there's a ton. If anyone's there's no deals out there, that's not true. There's thousands of deals out there for everyone to work right now. Did anyone think about doing that? I'm curious. Did that blow your mind or not really? It's okay if it didn't. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Agreed. Yeah, I agree. And we see some people. Yeah, they've been doing that, and I've done this. I've done multiple deals with New Western as well. So it's just a way to not have to source your own deals if you want to get a deal very fast, right? Okay, so the spreads aren't usually as big if you go get your own deal, right? Because there's multiple people involved. But yeah, it's a great way to go about it. So we're almost done, everybody. I want to let you know that creating long-lasting relationships with buyers. A lot of you want to know how to have these relationships, right? How does it work? um it does. It really just comes to, are you providing value? All the buyers that I'm still friends with, we've done deals, I've helped out. You're not going to become best friends with someone that a cash buyer if you haven't really helped them achieve their goals, right, of doing more deals. Maybe you're that good, but I know the ones that I'm friends with is because we've just done deals together, right? Or we've built relationships. So take them out to lunch and pay for them. Okay, that's how a good relationship starts. It's called the law of reciprocity. If you give something to someone without expecting to get, it's more blessed to give than to receive. That's in the scriptures. That's just life. You give without expecting to receive. It just happens that the law of reciprocity, they want to give back. Okay, you just give, take people out, pay for them, solve problems. If you're on a budget, take them to a McDonald's or the Wendy's, get them a Frosty, whatever, right? Just do something. Solve problems for buyers is how you really provide value, and you make money. You help them make money. That's why buyers like talking to new wholesalers, because we help them make money, right? They're oh, dude, they're going to go out there and grind and I don't have to. Yes, that's awesome. So guys, we're coming up to the end. I want to know what your feedback is. Please comment anything that you got out of this lesson. I got a couple things that I want you to remember, but comment what you got out of this, anything that was good. I want you to remember to building relationships with people. It doesn't always require that you have to have a deal, but if you do focus on people, relationships where you don't need a deal, it's going to be good, right? It's even better. Title companies and lenders. Always work on deals while networking, okay? It's a dual approach. You do not just have to work on getting buyers and then go get a deal. You can do this at the same time. Use buyers and agents to help you negotiate and close deals faster. Deliver value to your buyers, and that's how you build long-term relationships. What are some of the what do we got here? Anybody else type in what they found got out of today? New way of wholesaling, softer approach. Yes, it's the painless approach, right? It's not very painful. Honestly, guys, it's painful to get someone under contract and then have to cancel when they were expecting for you to close. Even if you told them hey, I have to go see the house first. It's painful when they're you told me you would buy it. Now I got a bunch of stuff that I've been setting up. I went and bought a new Ferrari because I thought you were gonna I know. Just yeah. This a lot. Yes. Unfortunately, that happened. Yeah. Right. Mhm. Mhm. Exactly. Yeah, of course, if you know, you know. And that's the thing is like, yeah, if you know, just do it. And if not, like, if you're like, oh, let me go in with the intent to renegotiate, a lot of people don't want to, don't, you've lost the trust and they're just going to go with someone else. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Of course. Yeah. Oh, so many. For sure. Do you mind if I let people know where they can grab all the scripts and stuff? So I just threw the link in here and I'll show you guys where to get it. So I put pretty much all my trainings and resources in my free Facebook group. So if you guys want to just join that, that's where you can get all these trainings that and the scripts I went over. All you have to do is go join the group. We'll let you in. And sorry, there's a lot of DMs in here. So all you have to do is go to guides, the guide section, and the guide section is where we have the resources, like the cash buyers list. I actually give you a cash buyers list that I spent over 40K on. I just give it away because it's all about the Yeah, it's all about the relationship. So even if you have a great cash buyers, like a great cash buyers list, you still have to go build the relationship. So there's that. You get the cash buyer script. You get even a 30-day challenge on how to like do deals with agents. There's a lot of stuff in there. So anyway, it's just join the group, go to guides. And just to wrap everything up, if you guys are, any of you guys are interested in working with me one-on-one, that's what I do with people. I don't really have like a giant coaching program. I just work with a couple people in an apprenticeship, and then we do deals together, right? I tell people like what to do, or if they need some help, I actually help people with their deals. That deal that you guys saw was actually one of our students we're working with. We hopped on the call, we negotiated with the seller, like we got it under contract. We helped them through the whole process. So a lot of people need that extra help. So if you guys are interested in that, that's painlessflipping.com. And if you got any value from this and you're just like, I don't care about your Facebook group and hey, I don't want to talk to you one-on-one, I would say, hey, that's okay. But if you want to help me out, just if you ever see my face on social, just like it, subscribe or share it, because that's just the way these things are this day and age. Like if we want to get our stuff out there and I want to teach more people how to wholesale the right way, I need your help. So that's all I got to say. That's all I got for today. Thank you.